The damage evident here as well, a tornado tearing through, a home destroyed. The fire hydrant hit 4 of their vehicles that were parked right here, and then a tree limb came crashing down on others. They're actually wheeling somebody out on a stretcher right now. More ambulances have been arriving on scene. I count at least 5 or 6 still here, and I've already seen at least 3 leave. Want to have your sunglasses ready to be able to enjoy the water because these areas are safe to swim. In just the last about half hour or so since I've been out here, it really has just gotten underwater. I mean, you can see it's up to my boots here, almost even further. When riding through the streets of downtown Mobile on a scooter, you have to follow all of the traffic laws, like stopping at stop signs. In this case, the driver meant to hit the brake, but she hit the gas. And now, outside this business, plywood replaces glass. The process to clean this place up is going to be a challenge, with weeds and grasses standing taller than I am. Daphne police say they've gotten several reports of these types of crimes recently, breaking into cars, but in this case there's surveillance camera video that they're hoping can help catch the crooks responsible. These walk-through metal detectors is what every person is going to have to go through to be able to get into Ladd-Peoples Stadium. The shooting happened on a busy Saturday night during Mardi Gras right in the heart of downtown Mobile. Folks were out here on Dauphin Street having a good time when, without warning, shots were fired. Dramatic cell phone video shows the moments chaos erupted in downtown Mobile. Get out. Dozens of customers at El Papi restaurant can be seen getting under tables as multiple shots were fired around 9 p.m. Saturday night near Dearborn and Dauphin Streets.
First there was one shot and then a short pause, and then there was like multiple shots afterwards, and we started running after that.
At first, I think most people thought it was, fireworks.
Isaiah, anything you want to say? Mobile police made an arrest overnight in the case. 17-year-old Isaiah Carl was booked into Metro Jail around 3 a.m. Ty Kendrick, anything you want to say to the victim's family? And then this afternoon, 17-year-old Ty Kendrick Barnett was also arrested. Both are facing multiple charges, including 2 counts of assault.
7 years old, 70 years old, we don't want anybody getting hurt, especially in this manner where you had somebody using a stolen gun to commit the act. 2 people were hurt in the shooting. A 7-year-old girl was hit in the leg. We're also told a second victim, a 17-year-old, was grazed by a bullet.
I was excited to come here and everything. This kind of puts a damper on it.
The sound of gunfire echoing through the streets of downtown Mobile as visitors to the port city wonder if they should come back.
It's a shame that you can't go inside a restaurant and have a decent meal and come out and to get into your car to drive off, that it's been in a shootout.
Mobile police say both 17-year-olds involved in this case will be charged as adults. As for the safety downtown during Mardi Gras, MPD says they'll continue to make their presence known through Fat Tuesday. We're live in downtown Mobile tonight. Tyler Fingert, Fox 10 News. Ashley Connor and Sierra Camper saw the toll of Hurricane Michael because they lived it. Is it still shocking to see all of this a year later?
It really is, and there are certain parts of the town that look like the hurricane hit yesterday, and there's other little pockets of the town, and everything kind of has gotten back together. Bay
County was hit hard, and the recovery taking time. With destruction all around, Ashley and Sierra rolled up their sleeves, one grabbing a pen and paper, the other a camera.
We were hearing stories from our families and our friends and our neighbors that we really thought that the rest of the country needed to hear.
I wanted to have a place where I could document the authentic damage that was happening because I didn't feel like it was going to get covered.
That's how Memoirs of Michael was created, the website getting thousands of clicks and a Facebook page with nearly 6,000 likes.
If you document something authentic, it's going to get followers. People want to see realness and they want to see the trueness of what happened.
Sierra and Ashley put about 50 stories on their blog. The first one published last December. Logan and Irene Richardson and their daughter Amelia were one of them.
We've learned what family really is, what our community, I feel like, is so much stronger.
Maybe our story or someone else's story would help them not risk it, because you can always come back.
The young family's home was heavily damaged. Finally, after months of work, the rebuild just days from completion. Their goal of sharing their story to the Memoirs of Michael team, showing just how bad it was.
We're not going to remember in 50 years all these little details that happened. We're going to remember we were okay, we were safe, we had everything we needed.
More than 10 months after setting out to tell the stories of those who survived Michael, Ashley and Sierra now beginning part 2 to see where the people they interviewed are now.
If we could go door to door for the next 10 years to tell everybody's hurricane story, we would, because we felt that we didn't go through this, for no reason. There has to be a reason and a purpose behind it.
With a mission to document what's been done, their goal is to not forget as the Forgotten Coast gets back on its feet.
This community was awesome before the storm, and that's just a symbol of that it's going to be awesome again in the future.
And that's all you can hope for after a disaster this destructive, taking it one day at a time, rebuilding a community that's special to so many. In Panama City, Tyler Fingert, Fox 10 News. Up until now, Governor Kay Ivey hasn't seen the destruction firsthand. Now that search and rescue operations are done, she's here to see the destruction up close. From up above and on the ground, 2 different views for Governor Kay Ivey as she tours hard-hit Beauregard, Alabama. Governor Ivey, is this heartbreaking to see?
What do you think, my friend? It's just tragic.
The governor's tour on the ground lasted about 30 minutes. As she took in the destruction, emergency management officials described the challenges ahead.
By what you've gotten from the president and by the declaration, we don't help them, they'll never recover, ever. They will be behind for the rest of their lives.
Governor Ivey toured one of the hardest hit areas near Highway 51 and County Road 38.
Well, it seems like having one tornado right after another in the same path is a little unusual.
It is.
And that made it even more difficult for the people.
Yes, ma'am.
The National Weather Service says the trail of destruction goes for 70 miles and is about a mile wide. A hard sight to see for the governor.
The devastation to the land and the property, the homes, the buildings, the structures. There's nothing left standing. Everything's in shreds.
A heartbreaking reminder of what happened on Sunday as focus shifts to recovery.
Thank God we've got good caring people in Alabama that are pitching in so strongly.
It's going to take some time to clean up this mess here, and in the meantime, Governor Ivey says more help is needed. In Beauregard, Alabama, Tyler Fingert, Fox 10 News. The renderings of this big bridge are grand, but before they can lay the foundation for it, though, they're having to dig some dirt to get a peek into the past. At a vacant lot near downtown Mobile, archaeologists are carefully cataloging what was here before.
We literally are travelers of space and time, and what we do when we excavate down into the earth is we are going further and further back into time.
They're taking careful notes.
Okay.
And making sure everything is documented.
Before the Mobile River Bridge is constructed, we hope to recover as much history as possible through the organized destruction that archaeology is.
The things they're finding range from common to unique.
And then I got the top of a bottle right here.
They're making sure to keep an open eye and mind as they reveal the ground beneath our feet.
Something that we all kind of get excited about are our children's items and children's toys. It's really fun to think about kids in an archaeological setting.
So most of the stuff we do find.
Once the artifacts are recovered,
fragments right here.
They're brought to this lab at South Alabama to be analyzed.
This is a tobacco pipe.
Bonnie Gums is an archaeologist on the project. She says the goal is to link the finds back to people from the past.
I'm not exactly sure what this pile of shoes means, but they're different kinds, there's different shapes, there's different sizes, and of course they're all handmade, hand-stitched.
Some of the artifacts go back hundreds of years to a time when Native Americans lived along Mobile Bay. They found pottery, a lead soldier, and more.
I think it's an opportunity for us to, as we look to the future, celebrate our past, investigate that past.
Excavation work began last year along the expected route of the new bridge and bayway near downtown Mobile and in Baldwin County. Phil Carr is one of the lead archaeologists on the project. He says this work is an important first step to creating a better way across the bay.
We are a product of our past. Our past gives us orientation to who we are today, and there's things about the past we still don't know, despite written records, despite maps.
Back at the dig site,
we have several domestic artifacts here. So we have a porcelain doll leg. You can see where the heel of the boot would have been right here.
Archaeologists are working to make sure history that's buried can see light again.
It's still a mystery and it's still exciting, and we almost always are surprised by something that we find. It's always exciting.
Some interesting finds include weaponry from the French and British colonial periods. I'm told they aren't expecting to find anything that could halt the project. Just a reminder, construction is set to begin next year and be completed by 2025. In the studio, Tyler Fingert, Fox 10 News.